Alright, this is Marshall PC Wabash back in the kitchen. Well, today is the day I went over in yesterday's video. We're going to make some homemade ketchup. I just got them up to the boil. So let them simmer till they're soft, stir them for a while. So there they are. Looking all nice. There's a cup of onion in it and a half of a red bell pepper. 3 pints, but I have 3.5 here on standby in case it's not a full. I can stick it in that little jelly jar. We got the cowboy candy from my wife's trip. Right there, it came out beautiful. A little warm, not too bad. Candied jalapenos, everybody calls it cowboy candy, and they put it on a cracker that's got some body, like a wheat cracker. Put a layer of Philadelphia cream cheese on, and a dollop of that sweet goodness right there, and you'll be like, where has cowboy candy been all my life? Same with the zucchinis. It's like I grew them, didn't know what to do with them, and then I got a recipe or two, thanks to Living Traditions Homestead. So back to the book. Like I said, my first attempt at ketchup. We're to the cooking phase. After it softens up, I'm going to put our new Ninja to the test. It's been used a couple times in different things, but we're going to have some Kung Fu fighting tomato style. Alright, I've got just about all my dishes clean from earlier in the day when I was canning the cowboy candy, because I don't like not being able to move around when I'm cooking. Anyways, I'm filling up my big old stock pot. This is my water bath canner. This comes out of my pressure cooker, so this is keep my jars elevated off the bottom. Now the recipe says it does 2 pints, so this is a pint jar. It looks roughly about 5.5 inches tall. So the instructions say when you water bath canning, and I get the lid on here, to have it submerged at least 1 inch. Well, sometimes I'll go 2 inches, so that's why I keep some of this stuff from my starter kit around. It's measured up to 4 inches, but I know that the jar itself comes up to about the 8 on whatever that is, granite ware. So I got to get at least that deep. So then I'll go up to about here on the green. I get that much water in there, it'll be no problem getting the jar submerged for the water cannon part of this. My tomatoes are cooking up quite nicely over here, as you can see, bubbling, simmering away. It says simmer till it's soft, so we're getting there. Then I have my other 2-3 jars I had this morning. They're clean, sanitized, whatever. They're ready to go. So I'm just going to get my water bath canner, put it over here, turn it on, put my jars back in it so they can be getting hot. While the tomatoes are doing their thing over there, I went through the recipe and got all my, what they call for, in a spice bag, all that together. Cinnamon stick, celery seed, whole spice, mustard seed will all go in. It's a little tea bag type thing my wife gave me, so everything is good to go in here. I just run something through there to hold it together, I guess. But that goes in after we pull the tomatoes off and puree. It's all on standby. The paprika here and the pickling spice, and I already got my 1.5 cups of 5% vinegar. So the rest of the ingredients on standby. We ain't got to fool with that. Alright, we got the Ninja. We Kung Fu fighting. was, but I know. So. Alright, so the second half. I tried to use my emulsifier and it didn't quite take care of business on the seed. But this one has went to town. Seed didn't stand a chance. Okay, we had the tomato back in here. Did the Ninja, so it's all pureed up. And it took care of business. I don't see any seeds at all. So that's good. Now we cook it on medium-high heat until it's reduced by half. Then we're going to add the spice and the sugar and the rest of this stuff and cook it till it thickens up. Alright. It's no short process by any means. I've got all them tomatoes reduced down. It's fairly thick down in here. I had 3 inches in it, now it's down to 1.5 inches. The spice bag, which I prepared and tied and put a knot in, spice bag, we add that. The sugar, right there. The ball can salt and tablespoon each and paprika. And 1.5 cups of vinegar, which I have pre-measured on standby. All in the pot. Uncovered until mixture thickens. Stir to prevent sticking. Alright. Go ahead and get this thing stirred in. I feel the sugar in. Get everything stirred together, get it thickened up. Then we'll come back. While I'm back, I got the ketchup thickened up. Just put the first 2 pints in. Had this little half-pint jar sitting in a water bath canner on standby. So I brought you back for that. We're going to try to scrape the bottom of the bowl and get it filled up. She said that was good. So I told her to look at the store-bought ketchup versus this ingredients that I put in here, and we'll go over that in a minute, because this is, I would say, a little bit more healthier option. But if you're gonna do it, prepare to spend some time in the kitchen. The end product seems to be right on point. Got no lid here. That's what it looks like. It came out pretty good. Going in the pot. And it's 2 full pints and a half pint. Go ahead and put my lid back on. Bring this to the boil. And process it for 10 minutes. So that's done. So I don't have very much left in here, so I'm going to get this little clear jar and we'll see what it looks like. It's starting to cool off, so it won't have any shelf life. Maybe a week or so in the refrigerator, but we're going to let it cool off, consume it. It is cooked. But overall, not too bad. It's thick enough. Put your finger in. It's got a real tomato taste. little vinegary, and it's got real spices in it. But the back of this ketchup bottle says tomato concentrate, where we used fresh tomatoes out the garden. High fructose corn syrup, where we actually used regular sugar. No, wait a minute. We used can of vinegar, 5%. Get my recipes confused. Then it said less than 2% of spices, onions, powder, and other natural flavors. Here's what's in this one. We got a real onion, a real bell pepper, some celery seed in the spice bag, allspice, some mustard seed, cinnamon, regular sugar, some ball salt, not much, only a tablespoon of salt in the whole 3 jars, and some paprika, and it is on point. That's some good tasting ketchup right there. Ketchup guy, but that's good. Alright, well, it's Marshall PC Wabash. I'm out. Got my candied jalapenos for my wife's trip. Processed 8 quarts. That's 8 quarts of tomatoes, and they was nice sized ones, down to 2.5 pints. That was 8 quarts of tomatoes, and that little bit right there. Alright, like, share, and subscribe. Time for a break now. Clean up my mess. Alright, later.